Meanwhile, we're also learning more tonight about just how much the FBI knew about the fake, phony Clinton bought and paid for dirty Steele dossier, because guess what? There's a smoking gun email, January 2017, obtained by justthenews.com. John Solomon. We know that James Comey told the Director of National Intelligence, James Clapper, the FBI was unable to, quote, sufficiently corroborate Steele's work, but that didn't stop him from signing and using that as the bulk of information to obtain 3 of the FISA warrants he signed. It says on the top of a FISA application, verified. Here with reaction now, author of Never Let a Good Crisis Go to Waste, Fox News contributor Jason Chaffetz, author of the bestseller 2, Firebrand, Matt Gaetz. Let's start with this James Comey email. Matt, I'll start with you. That is, to me, John Durham. Hello, John. Hello. Did you see that? That's called a smoking gun email, is it not? Matt Gaetz, Firebrand.
It appears that way. At times, it seems like we ought to be able to contact trace John Durham and figure out what he's been up to. Not only did our own Justice Department set up the president on the Russia hoax, they did it with rotten information, and they knew the information was rotten when they did it. That is premeditated effort to try to dislodge the duly elected president of the United States. And the viewers are watching, wondering, well, why hasn't anyone been held accountable? And the truth is that former Attorney General Bill Barr, he dragged us all along. And there was this expectation that there would be this accountability. We didn't see it come to fruition. It's deeply disappointing. And Sean, you know, and I know, and all the viewers know that there's not going to be any accountability under the Biden Justice Department, because none of the career people there think the way to move up in the Biden Justice Department is to expose the Russia hoax. Instead, they're going to be targeting the president, his family members, and the supporters of the America First movement.
You know, you can comment on that, but you also have 13 specific questions you want to ask Nancy Pelosi, Jason Chaffetz, on an article I saw on FoxNews.com. These are all pertinent. Who's in charge of security there? We now know the Capitol Police Chief requested beforehand the National Guard. We know the president wanted the National Guard on standby. Mark Meadows was on this program Friday saying so. What are the questions she needs to now answer?
Yeah, look, she's been in charge of the security. She's in charge of the sergeant at arms. She called for the firing and the dismissal of the chief of police there for the Capitol Hill Police, and that happened as well. But she's been in charge for years. She hasn't learned how to protect herself, members of Congress, the Capitol complex. The National Guard was ready to go. Why didn't those things happen? On February 1st, the former chief of police sent a letter to the speaker and others saying, listen, these are the things that I saw when I saw them. And the speaker is running out of excuses. Why? Look, she has surrounded the United States Capitol with a fence and a wall. But at the same time, Biden and the administration is getting rid of the wall on the southern border, where there's actually incursions happening. So why are they surrounding the Capitol? There is no ongoing threat now. So there are 13 questions, and there are more. I know that Congressman Davis, Congressman Comer, Congressman Jordan have sent a letter. She needs to answer those questions as well.
Would you ever consider running against Mitt Romney in a primary in Utah?
Yeah, I would. I'd think about it.
Matt Gaetz, would you endorse Jason Chaffetz? Might as well bring Matt into it. He's a troublemaker anyway. Firebrand, excuse me, not troublemaker.
I would be for or against Jason, whatever would help him more in Utah. But there's a 14th question.
That's probably the same for me,
Sean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here's my question.
I am dedicated to Fox. I love Fox. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I love it here at Fox. But yeah,
Matt,
I've thought about that.
Matt?
I want to know precisely what happened to cause the death of Officer Brian Sicknick.
Yeah,
how about that? I mean, the Capitol complex has more surveillance than a casino, and you're telling me we don't have any video evidence of what exactly happened to cause that murder? I want to know, are the murderers in custody? If they're not, what information do we know about them? This was supposed to be the top priority of our Justice Department, and I don't think we have answers. And Jason's column and the letters sent by my Republican colleagues will hopefully let us know what happened. But let me caution against against leaning too hard into the what did Nancy Pelosi know and when did she know it narrative. I don't want to give the Democrats any more of a basis to be able to have this forever occupation of Washington, D.C. Jason's right. We now have a capital city wrapped in barbed wire, crisscrossed in barricades, and it is not what our country deserves. So let's not help Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats build a predicate for that extended occupation.
Thank you both.
This is Congressman Matt Gaetz. If you liked that video, make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on social media, and join us on our daily podcast, Hot Takes with Matt Gaetz, on your favorite podcast listening platform.